Let's start the stream.
Let's do it.
So this is going. Do you want another light on, baby? Or does that look okay?
That's fine.
It's so different.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Let's go live on this thing and let's start hanging with people. Your mic is on.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, can you ladies hear us okay? Now, are we on yet? Like, it feels like my YouTubers are my test subjects.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's see. Stephanie, Ruth, Sarah, Jenna, and you see us. We should be live.
Just not on TikTok yet.
Oh, no, not on this yet.
Yeah.
No.
And YouTube, I think we're good.
YouTubers first. I actually have the chat up.
Visual and audio, good. All right,
Yes.
Awesome. That's
All
a
right.
win-win.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Right. We're good. You
Yeah,
ready?
let's do it.
You ready, babe?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get everybody in here on this thing. And you got a good topic for tonight, too.
Yeah, we do.
We do. Hopefully I'm on the right internet here. This is... Okay, we're good. My poor beard today. You ever have those days? I'm sure you have those days.
Today,
Yeah.
today there's been a lot happening, so
Moving stuff and doing things.
yeah.
I gotta check this,
Yeah.
this internet though. Yeah, it's on the wrong one. That was about to be a thing. All right. We're so live it hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just work on the beard for my guys here. All right. I don't know why my tablet really does not enjoy that other internet. Lost it. Oh my gosh. Baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even see it on.
I'm gonna go tackle Greg. And this thing.
Oh my gosh. After you're done straightening your beard, can you straighten my hair?
Yes.
It's a friggin' mess.
Yes, I can. There we go.
All right, let me see if I see it.
All right, you in?
Let me see if I see it.
There you go, baby. All right, I'm going to go ahead and for all my guys who are like, how the hell do you get your beard like that? I'm like, I just use a straightener like this. My baby got it for me. And I'll tell you what, my beard is bananas. Unless I use a straightener like this. So that's how you do it. I'm like, man, your beard's right on. I'm like, just straighten that shit. I've actually done this for some of my guys too. Like straighten their beards for them. They're like, love it. It's pretty awesome. All right, guys. Baby. Looks like we're working. Everything's working.
Yeah, my phone's glitching. All right, got it. All right, here we go.
All right, what's up, Warriors? Good to see you guys jumping on.
Yeah.
The Brazilian blowouts for beard jet. What is that? What's that mean? Does that mean like you puff it out or something?
Yeah, it probably maybe like make it poofy and full, but you like it sleek and
I like to keep it clean.
yeah, and close to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In any case.
it's okay, Christy. It's all right.
Yeah, we're not good with it either. We just got it up and running, so we can see that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
vanity. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. A little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we're up on both. We've got our YouTube up, we've got our TikTok up, and we're here to serve. So welcome, Warriors. We're gonna go live today, as we do every Warrior Wednesday.
Yeah.
This is my baby, Andrea, and I'm Rick. And so we do our live Q&A, and we do our thing, but we also want to make sure that we can do as much as we can to give back. We got a couple topics on deck for us.
We sure do.
But we're also
Exciting
here
topics.
to be able to interact with you guys and be able to have your own, hey, babe, questions. Well, what would yours be? And
Yeah.
then we can take some time for what you want instead of just our own things.
Yeah. And right out the gate, we do have a question. Geez, so what? It says, question. Healing from a breakup. I broke her. I'm assuming I broke up with her. I don't know. She left and I would like her back. So did you break up with her? Just to confirm.
Yeah, could you reword it again? Because I don't want to add too many things to your question. Like, if I try to fill in the gaps, it may not be what you intended to ask. So, like, you said, healing from a breakup. And then said, I broke her. She left. I would like her back. And I don't know if you mean it that way, but if you do mean it that way, go ahead and just say, that's exactly how I meant it. I broke her. I broke her.
Yeah.
So she left, but I want her back.
Yeah. Okay, you did. So he broke her, like, and He's like, no, she left. I was the one was wrong.
Hey, I got a question for you. What did you like learn from that you were like, man, I would never do that again? Like, what was the thing? Like, I broke her. Like, what was the thing? Like, man, I hate that I had to practice on her this way, like to figure out this love thing. What would you do different if you had her back? Like, how would you do anything different? Or would you get her back and then just hurt her again? Like, what would you do differently if you did have her back? Which, another way to ask the same question is, what did you learn what not to do?
Mm-hmm.
Donnie. Good to see you, Boza Jet. Is that Boza Jetski?
Yeah,
I think
it is. Yeah. So we're all waiting for you.
Ryan, you said we sound Utah-ish.
We saw Utah-ish. Mm-mm.
We are not.
No.
What's up, Joe Harmon?
Yeah. Good to see you, Joe.
All right, so I still want to hear. Gee, so what? You want the girl back. If you had your wish granted, what would you do different to not hurt her again? Thanks, Francis. What would you do different to not hurt her? I've been working on me and realizing she is mine. That sounds a little possessive. Let's try it again. She's not yours. It doesn't work like that. You don't own the person. In order to have a partnership, what did you learn what not to do? Because if you had her back in your life, if that's your partner again, what would you do different?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to apologize. You're okay. There's no sorry for you and me. We're good. What would you do different? What did you learn? Like, damn, don't do that. That breaks people. What's up, Scott Meadows?
Hi, Scott.
No, we appreciate you, man. You're the man.
Yeah, I hope Tuggy says a lot of people finding themselves these days is contagious. We sure hope so.
You know, it's
we
funny.
Sure hope so.
I'm going to help a lot of people who are finding themselves.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go,
it's a real.
there you are.
Yeah.
You're
Keep
right there.
showing up every
You're right.
morning. You're there.
You're right there. Everywhere you go, there you are. All right. I thought we wanted an open relationship and it went sideways. Well, you learned open relationships go sideways. Just so you guys know, I've never seen an open relationship not go sideways. In fact, I think that's what it's exactly meant to do. Because if I can keep going out and sleeping with everybody until I find something different, you're going to sleep with people till you find something different. So that seems like that's the plan. It's kind of like, hey, I'm committed to my ice cream. Let's see, my baby. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
That's a good question. Probably something with raspberry in it.
All right, so I got vanilla raspberry right here. That's my flavor. I've gotten to try flavors. This is the one. This is my one. Now, if I'm with my vanilla raspberry and she's like, let's go ahead and you can have as many other flavors as you like until you find a different one. And then I go, ooh, I like that one now. And ooh, I like that one now. And ooh, I like that one now. Well, my vanilla raspberry is going to be like, hey, I thought we were good. But when I'm spending a lot more time with mint Oreo right now. You know, I'm spending a lot more time with Moose Tracks.
Yeah.
With Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And you're like, yeah, but what about us? Yeah, raspberry cheesecake ice cream. You know, like if you got your girl and you're out and you guys get to go and just be with everybody, it's going to really, really, really struggle. What's up, Scott?
Hi, Scott.
You're going to struggle. I haven't seen it work yet where we can just have no commitment and not be truly like committed to each other, even for safety's sake, sexual safety. Like there's a sexual safety element to it too, because if I contract something from somebody and bring it to her, talk about a pretty tricky conundrum there. We're in a bit of a problem.
Yeah. We're lagging. Is everyone else having a hard time hearing us on YouTube or on TikTok? Hey, Jarrett.
My dude.
Good to see you on.
Good to see Jarrett. Says her connection's good, baby.
Yeah.
She was on my high priority other than myself and kids. You guys have kids together and you guys are these open, just so you guys know, I've never seen open relationships work. Yeah, this connection is bananas. There's something with the internet happening right now, baby.
All right.
You see it? Yeah, it's glitchy. It's glitchy on us too. You got it,
Yeah.
Kurt? Okay, is it back? It looks like it's back now, but it was definitely going in and out. Weird.
Jenna, the same one. Same kind of ice cream.
Same ice cream.
Same one.
Weird.
It's a static on the beard. He said, yeah, right. Move away from the microphone.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Said trust felt the connection we had and said I'm done and agreed to be
Monogamous.
monogamous. I was reading it as magnanimous for
Yeah,
some reason.
yeah, I get it.
I
Yeah.
know, monogamous. Fair enough. Yeah, there's a lot of things you're supposed to be learning from relationships. There's a reason that our exes are exes. And I think that's a really tough thing because one of the hardest things for humans to work through is loss. Now, in this case, you made a play. You called a shot. You said, we're done. And then she listened. Then I guess we're done. And now you're like, no, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I don't want to be done. You're like, there's not really, you don't get take backs on this one. The reason you made the mistakes that you made is because you're supposed to be learning from them. All the stuff that happened has already happened. You did that. That stuff happened. And if you want to get into another relationship and have a polyamorous relationship or open relationship again and think that's going to be the fastest way for connection and commitment, you should have learned something about this because it seems like that fails like 99.9% of the time. And just give it time. Because I've seen people who do it for years and then eventually destroys their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people, I had friends that were doing that for like 10 years and eventually it killed their relationship.
Yeah. He said, nope, not for me. I'm still
but
connected with her.
you threw her away though. You're going to have to own it, man. I said I'm done with you. If I say I'm done with her and we're done, like I'm done with you. Get out. You're done. We're done. And then go, oh man, I probably shouldn't have done that.
That's not how it, yeah.
I killed it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it also, when that happens too, sometimes, trust is the biggest thing to have in a relationship. And when someone does that to you, it also feels like a huge betrayal of trust. And so, could be the same thing with her. I would probably bet on it.
Oh, you said we're just done with being open in the relationship. Are you guys still together or she's gone?
He said she left.
What's up, Marson?
I just want one person. No, sorry. No, I meant we're done with the open.
Are you guys still together or did she go? Ruth, you said I really enjoy exploring flavors when it comes to food, but my favorites are the basics.
That's okay too.
I think it's a tough game right now. I think the societal push for like go and be with as many people as you can is a really interesting game because like it's not really it's a really tricky game to play because people are so judgmental and so harsh on like what's too much, what's not enough. Yeah, if it's 6 months done, man, and she's gone, like that's already happened, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ben Reyes. I'm not a big fan of the attachment theories. I think that they create more problems than solutions. I think that they're invented to create attachment issues, not to. These diagnoses cause more problems because people start to act the way that they are diagnosed instead of try to work on the way that they have their behavior.
Yeah.
I don't agree with attachment theories. I disprove them and I break the curses that people go, I have anxious attachment disorders. And you start going, well, I'm going to act like I have anxious attachment disorder instead of going, I have to work on my anxiety so I can make sure I have a connection with you.
Yeah.
But instead it becomes a justification and excuse and not the path to curing or breaking the curse.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally destroy attachment theories. I think that they're bullshit.
Yeah.
So, but it's worked over and over again. We've broken those curses a long time ago. We've had people who are like, I think I have those things. And once I broke their stuff down for them, they realized it was just a belief system from somebody posting a thing about attachment theory they started to enact instead of an actual belief system they lived by.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, young buck.
Justice and stuff. He said, I had a poly relationship. It ended, but we stayed trauma bonded forever.
Which is
and hurt my girl. Again, these are all these the attachment theories, trauma bonds.
Yeah.
These are all terms that people are using to justify very odd behavior.
But also, if you're trauma bonded, then again, I don't see any more room for growth. Like if you're labeling yourself something, then where do you go from there? You just your relationship is just based on a trauma bond, like I don't know if there's more growth with that. I don't know.
Matrix. What a cool name.
Let's see. Marston, we see your question or we see your comment, but it kind of cut off. He said, I'm a full time dad, son, 18 months. I do everything I can to keep my son and house clean. My lady. And that's it. That's all we got. Marston, we'll look out for you.
Yeah. Let's see. I have a friend who is avoidant attachment and acts that way after ruining a 17-year marriage. I'm kind of with you on this one, Natrix. I haven't seen people who get a diagnosis and then they start acting that way instead of like, I have to work on this. They go, that's who I am. The issue I have with these attachment theories is because people attach them to their identity, and then you can't break them because they go, I am that. Instead of it's something I'm working on, it's what I am. And when it becomes your identity, it's impossible to kill. And in fact, you call it impossible to kill, and that's what makes it true. Is your belief system makes it so it can never be gone because it's what I am. And so then when people start going, hey, you started to change your ability to communicate, you started changing the way that we are, you started changing connection, you started changing. And you go like, yeah, but I have a attachment disorder. And so I can do those things because that's what I am. And then if you don't like that I am that, you're bad. And then they'll start creating judgments because they've created a diagnosis that they're enacting and not working through. I think it's bullshit.
I agree. I think, yeah, we've talked about this several times, but the labels are really stopping people from growing and moving forward, or even asking themselves questions that they have to answer. It's a mess, in my opinion. Justice says, but learning about attachment can help you understand your person. I have to challenge that for a second. Him and I have a great connection. We know a lot about each other. I've never once asked him what his attachment style is. I don't think
I have one of those.
And we're good. So I guess I don't understand.
Well, we can try and fit ourselves into any of these meme therapies.
That's true.
And I think the architect, he's with me right now. He says similar case with many diagnoses. Correct. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've helped people destroy anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, all kinds of things because we get to the core of what it is. Yeah, Donnie, you want a diagnosis? We'll shoot a couple your way.
Yeah.
But I think that whenever I really work with people and do the deep work, once we get to some underlying pain or something that hurt or something they haven't accepted or gone through the phases on for grieving, a lot of these things that we're doing to protect ourselves or control mechanisms seem to go away. And so they're not really there. And so a lot of people are being diagnosed radically. Would be the same as being diagnosed with ADD. Ben, hey, baby, here. Do you have one of these? Any of you guys have one of these things? You guys have a device, an apparatus, if you will. Anybody who has one of these apparatuses that you're on right now, you have ADD. You have a thing that wants your attention and will do anything to get your attention all day long. And it's going to be very difficult when we're highly overstimulated constantly. And then we have to get this next dopamine hit, and I get a notification and another noise and another text message and another email and another notification for a video and another entertainment thing and another things. Like, we all have ADD. And here's a funny thing about a lot of you guys who actually have ADD is you're also considered to have attention deficit disorder or adult attention deficit disorder. There's something wrong with you, or ADHD. You have a disorder. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But the reality is if you look throughout all of history, I mean, this didn't even start until the 80s or 90s that people started getting like, you have an attention issue.
Yeah.
Throughout all of history. Oh man, this internet today, baby. I don't know what's going on with this internet. But throughout all of history, the people who had ADD were the best hunters. They were the best hunters because we'd be out there and they'd be the ones like, what moved?
Yeah.
Squirrel. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that thing?
Yeah.
What's going on over there? They were the most useful hunter that we would have because your ADD guy would get distracted by stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? And like, oh, you saw something that other people missed.
And isn't it interesting how it goes from being like a superpower to something that's now like can pump the brakes on people and almost become like a disability
Yeah.
that we're living in. But if you think about it too, I know you mentioned this with social media, but look at the society we live in, and everything's disposable. So it makes sense why people are more distracted than ever, because guess what? There's more distractions than ever.
Never.
And
Yeah,
look what our
never.
kids are doing. Look what a lot of kids are doing. They're on their phones, they're on their iPad. They're not outside playing. Like, and again, when a kid can't focus in school because all they've been doing is being on their iPad and their phone, and we want to medicate them, we have to ask questions. Like, ask questions. Like, change the behavior in the home before you're very quick to just medicine to your children. Like, there's other things out there. Like, at least try them first.
Hey guys, our connection for some reason on this tablet is trash, but our connection on YouTube is awesome. If the connection is rough, just go into our YouTube, just click the bio or just go into our link, and our YouTube is there. Just sub to that or jump in on that. We're live on both right now, so our YouTube is going very, very smooth. But we get screwed over on our TikTok often. That happens all the time. They're like, these people are speaking truth.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Glitch. But YouTube hasn't caught on yet. So,
Yeah. They're
also,
like, they're
these mics
encouraging
are
people to think for themselves.
These are hooked up
We're
to
not
the
doing
YouTube.
this. Yeah.
So it's better. But yeah, thank you, Twinkie Queen.
YouTube, you can interact with too. We got the chat working.
We got the chat working. Yeah.
So we're good there.
We see Stephanie.
So
Jenna,
YouTube
Ruth.
for the win.
YouTube for the win. So if you guys can, jumping on our YouTube, we're up live on both of these right now. You could probably hear us a lot better.
Yeah.
Too. Chris, we have a bunch of different stuff. It depends on what you need, man. It depends also how fast you want to work on your stuff. So if you want, book a call, because that stuff is free. We even have people check out what we do for free. And if it's like, man, this is a match, we just have options for you to choose, because our coaches, we put, our guys, we put over, we do over 30 groups easily. Probably closer to 60 groups, because we do multiple night groups too.
Yeah.
We do at least 60 groups a month, just to make sure our guys have support every day and night.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you want to be a part of that, we just have to make sure our guys get at least something for it. So
yeah.
we put a lot in, though.
And the link, you'll just have to go out of the live, but click the link in the bio, and you'll see where you can book a call on the calendar.
Yeah, I see a lot of people jumping in already to the YouTube, so that works.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, jump on in. But the links are in the bio. It just goes to our website, and then you can just book a call for free. Yeah, Chris, challenge everything, man. To drop 6K and then not get anything. I've got a lot of my warriors you can actually talk to. I'll even connect you with people to go like, is this the same as that thing? Because I know the Empowered Man guy, the stuff for that. I've actually talked to him. He was on my podcast, I think.
Was he? I don't know if it's the same.
Maybe it wasn't. There's a lot of guys doing this stuff right now, but
yeah,
Chris, you should challenge everything. And if you're going through my stuff, I haven't had anybody who goes through my stuff and been like, this doesn't work. We've kicked ass on that stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you guys for jumping on the YouTube. I see Nathan. I see Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys jumping on. It's just a lot better on here.
YouTube's great too, because you can, if you miss something or want to hear something, you can rewind in like real time too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Dang, YouTube for the win.
YouTube for the win. The other thing too I want to mention about his men's group, it's not like a one and done kind of thing. So it's not like we meet once a week, you do your homework, and then we connect next week. It literally, you have the opportunity to connect with men every single day of the week, except for Sundays. But even that, you're in a group that have access to.
There's a Sunday group.
Is there?
Phil runs a
Oh
Sunday
yeah,
group.
Philip does that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every night of the week.
Yeah, but
you have support.
Chris, check it out. Like we just tell people to check it out. There's no high pressure. There's no obligations. And if we're a match for you and like what we do, like that's my dude, great. But what I encourage you to do is, even if you're talking to me and one of our creed is to challenge everything, you should challenge my competency and what my intention is, to see if I'm actually the kind of guy you would want to work with. And if our culture and the way that we work is not for you, don't spend a nickel, bro. Don't do it. So yeah, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But if it is for you, I would put you right in the Spartan training and we'll do some work immediately. It's pretty badass.
Yeah. feel, my
Yeah.
tender sensibilities. Yeah, we're really trying to push more at YouTube, but right now, just we don't know what's going to happen with the whole TikTok thing. I have a feeling nothing's going to happen, but that's just my opinion.
It's true. I don't, Donnie. You have to message me later on Rumble stuff or whatever. I don't have anything. I don't think we have anything on that.
No.
But I mean, at some point, this account will get deleted. We know that. So when that happens, then YouTube for the win.
Yeah.
So we'll just pivot if that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still.
Stupid asshole. You say it out loud.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good
pretty
every time.
funny.
Yeah. Put my purse down and call. That's funny. That's so funny.
It's badass.
How do I push my feelings aside to be there when my wife is having a hard day?
Here's the reality of it: is the guys need guys, like men need men, and that's a saying that works in two different ways. Not just men need mentors, but brothers need brothers. And what I mean by that is, if your wife is having a day and you've got like your feelings are going to just not be heard because it's her day, well, that's what our guys do. Like, hey, bro, your feelings can matter to us today. If she's working through something, the guys are always supposed to have the guys. And it's not because we bitch about our girls, but your feelings will matter too. Like, you're human. But the issue is, and it's not meant to be a slight against women, but society has trained women to have a lack of empathy towards their man. And it's not, I don't think it's their fault. I think this is something that's been trained that like you have to do everything. And so why should I care about your feelings? And so guys are taught from a young age, you push your emotions down. Don't cry. Don't be weak. Don't show your emotions. And, so when our women are having a tough day, it's going to be very, very difficult to hear anything except for like, man, babe, I'm really struggling. And she'll go, oh, yeah, what about me? I'm having a hard day. And that'll pretty much delete anything that a man just said. And so we've seen that over and over. But our guys can have more empathy for men because there's not going to be that what about me? It's going to be, well, are you all right? And what do you need, brother? And so I would say, like, check in with the guys and see what this is. And if you've got somebody you can go like, man, I just got to be able to vent to and feel heard, appreciated, seen, like I matter, have a purpose. That's what the brotherhood does for each other. We look out for each other, and that way we can bring the best of us to our girl instead of have to feel like my feelings don't matter. My feelings matter, but sometimes I have to unload with my guys so that way I can let her unload on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's tough. Are there different tiers of membership for different budgets? Yes. Yeah, we do this for need, not greed. We're way underpriced, truthfully. But check it out. Challenge it. Again, check it out. We're extremely underpriced for what we do.
Crystal says, how can I do that for my husband? Help him feel I care about his feelings.
Listen.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Just listen to him. A lot of people are waiting to talk and not listening to understand. Our guys are pretty damn profound. I talk to your men every single day. I've talked to, I don't know, how many thousands, I've talked to so many men. If you just listen to him without adding intention, without creating a straw man argument, without bringing up something from the past, if you truly listen, and one of the best practices we do is if you write down what he says word for word, just let me hear what you said and write it down. Yeah. You'd be blown away how much he's not bullshitting you.
Yeah, it truly is. Like, taking the time, if you're really listening, write it down. Don't add anything to it. Just write word for word what he's saying or as close to it as you can get. And then read back to him what you wrote down to see if it matches. If it doesn't, then you start over and then you go from there. But I think listening is so important. I mean, people use the word like communication. Like, people don't even know what communication is. But the listening piece, let's start there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are all communicating. It's the listening that's the problem.
So Justin says that I joined Discord. I'm very unfamiliar with it. I'm not sure what to do next.
Yeah, if you joined in on the Discord, Mike will reach out to you and he'll give you like direction on what you need in there. And so you'll see a guy who reaches out to you soon, or even just say, hey, what do I do in the Discord? And then Mike will show you where to go.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. But the communication thing, everybody's talking or everybody's doing something or they're communicating. It's just, we're not listening. And also, if you really want to catch yourself, catch your judgments.
Mm-hmm.
Catch your judgments. How many times are you judging or you're assuming or you're creating a criticism or you're blaming or shaming or whatever it is? Catch all that shit because that makes somebody not want to share with you.
Yeah. And Crystal, I know that you said she said thank you. He does say that to me. He wants you to listen. I get so busy with our teens. We have 3 teenagers too.
Mhm.
Here's my advice for you. Put your husband first. Put your husband first and watch everything in your house change. I promise you. Spend time with your husband. Make sure he knows that you're listening to him and that you appreciate him. Everything else just got easier.
Ooh,
Start there.
I got a heavy one for you. Let's take care of Nick Man here.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Gratitude? We'll see you, bud.
Hi, Brandon.
All right. Read Nick's thing. Can you see that, baby?
Yes. Yeah, I've been kind of suffering through ADHD lately. It's been really bad. But yeah, my mom kept telling me I didn't have it when I was younger, but things made sense when I started connecting the dots. Made sense. Okay. Started connecting the dots. He said, yeah, it kind of sucks. I just wanted to do stuff without it feeling like walking through a swamp.
It's an interesting Nick. And Nick, I don't know if walking through a swamp is a weird way to explain ADHD. Like, that's not the normal response that I've seen for walking through a swamp. Sounds more like sadness or apathy or depression, not ADHD. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding what it is that the way you're describing it. But like to say like my ADHD makes people. I've seen people with ADHD who are all over the damn place. But walking through a swamp sounds sludgeous and it's gonna be slow and it's gonna be stuck and it's like hard to move. Maybe I'm curious on what you mean by that. I'd have to know more about what it is because these diagnoses are thrown around so quickly
Mm-hmm.
that it may not be what it is you're suffering from. You could just be hurt or sad
Yeah.
or just unloved. I don't know what it is.
Or
I have to see what it is.
even looking for something just to attach yourself to something so it makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of things can cause depression, but it's going to be, I got to be able to catch what the thing is that's happening here. Because saying I have ADHD, so I have depression, I don't think they're the same thing. No, because I'm not being able to stay focused and saying I'm depressed, those are not the same.
Yeah. Marston, we're going to get to your comment.
Where was it?
So stay on
Oh,
for
there
just
it
a
is.
second.
Yeah.
Marston says, what do I do and this is a tough one, when my partner makes me feel like I'm a waste of life?
There's 3 stages that we have to go through for the warrior's way. First, you have to know thyself. That's number 1. This is an awareness thing. We take 6 weeks to do this. Know thyself. Most of you don't even know your top values. Actually, no one's gotten it right yet. If you don't know who you are, when somebody tries to put a judgment or something like this, some shame thing like you're a waste of life on you, if you don't know yourself, you'll fall for all of these just things that are put on you. Now, for somebody to say you're a waste of life, that's put in there. That's a curse. Somebody has convinced you in your belief system, in your identity, that I am a waste of life. It's not true, but somehow you adapted that belief from somebody who was supposed to be important to you, tore you down. They put a curse in there that says, I am a waste of life. And you'll, just like an attachment disorder, start acting accordingly. If you really believe that maybe I am, well, then what are you going to try and do? What goals are you going to go for? What dreams will you have? What vision would you want to accomplish? What connection can you really commit to when you believe I'm a waste of life? And you have a partner who may be saying things that make you feel bad. I would have to listen to the interaction because I see people say, hey, babe, you didn't take the garbage out. And they go, oh, so I'm a waste of life. It's like, no, they made an observation.
Right.
You just added in that your shame that you put on yourself is something they said. They didn't say that, though. And so if she's saying, you're a waste of life, and that's actually what she's saying, that's a very different interaction because then you can, disagree with this completely and then make a boundary or a standard based on what type of abuse you're willing to take. But if she's just making observations and you're adding in that you're a waste of life, that shows your curse that may have been there either from her or before her. And if you're bringing this type of shame upon yourself, I can see that you're going to be probably moving into some sort of depression or apathy because one of the most common things I've seen from severely depressed people is that their self-talk is brutal. all day, every day. I'm a waste of life. I'm a piece of shit. I'm useless. I'm not good enough. I'm whatever. I'm hopeless. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. And just stacking this negativity all day, every day on top of yourself. It gets so heavy. That's when apathy kicks in and you start becoming the personification of doubt itself, where you become nothing and it takes everything from you.
Yeah.
So I would
That's
watch out
good.
for this self-talk. I would have to listen to the interaction though.
Yeah.
If that's how you feel, that may not be what they're saying. And if it is what they're saying and their intention is to make you feel that way, you're going to have to really challenge what you're doing in a dynamic that abusive.
Yeah. And Butterbean, we're going to, I know he said, I just tuned in. I would like to know your take on lack of physical intimacy. And we're going to get there because we do have a topic that we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
But first, I want to get to Robert. So Robert says, how do you get over someone who doesn't want to be with you, but doesn't want you to move out because she says you owe her?
You're going to have to hold the line at some place. And so I'd have to understand what, like, I don't want to be with you, but you can't move out until you give me something. Robert, I need more context. There's something really off with this. There's a big gap in, like, I don't want to be with you, but you should give me stuff.
Right.
There's something I'm missing here. There's some, like, what's the commitment? What's the contract? What am I missing?
She's like, I want benefits, but I don't want you. Like, what?
You owe me what? Like, what happens if you don't give her what she says you owe her? Nothing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, there's something where, like, if my old boss, if Remy from my old boss did me some favors, and then I, got fired.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm firing you, so you don't work here anymore, but I still want you to work for me because you owe me.
Yeah.
So I want you to work unpaid, and I'm going to take all your pay. I'm going to be like,
What?
I don't work for you anymore.
What?
I'm fired, man. No. I know you want more, but I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the offer, but no.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't work for you anymore. And if somebody doesn't want to be with you, I don't work for you anymore.
Mm-mm.
And I really think it's a really good sentence for a lot of you guys to remember with your exes. There's a lot of exes out there who are still saying, I want you to give me things, but I don't want anything to be reciprocal.
Jump on that one for Robert.
Was
I can't
it
even.
Cars? And she says she wants to be with me, to live with me until she gets through nursing school. Bro.
Nope.
I'm going to need you to, if you could book a call, because, like, this is going to sound funny, but if you're really doing that, I'm going to have to, like, if you could, it's going to be a little tough, but if you're like, oh man, she doesn't want to be with me, but she wants me to pay for her to live someplace and take care of her so she gets through nursing school, can you, let's see, says, I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for her. So she's going to guilt you and shame you to stay with her until she gets what she wants, and then you can go. Can you do me a favor, Robert? Just go through the house. It may be in the fridge or the cabinets or on top of the dressers, but see if you can find the jar she has your balls in. Get those and then bring them to me, and I'll help you put those back on, because
Robert, no.
you need to hold the line here, bro. This is you getting used, abused. No.
No. Robert, we're rooting for you.
No.
Hell no.
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 If this was the other way around, that's fucked up. No.
No.
Go get your balls, bring them to me. We'll sew them back on for you so that way you can go, hell no. I'm not going to pay for all your shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that for you. You want to use me, abuse me, treat me like an ATM so that way you can get what you want and throw me in the garbage?
Nope.
Way to go. You've revealed your true colors. No, let's go ahead and we're going to sew those fucking solid brass balls back onto you. You're going to be like, hell no. I'm going to hold my boundaries, my lines. I'm going to have self-respect. I'm going to have dignity. I'm going to be okay as me, as myself, without having to be used just so somebody else can get what they want from me and then throw me in the damn garbage. How do you break the emotional tie? I don't think there is one, Robert. You may care about her, but she's only using you.
Yeah.
This is a one-sided dynamic. This doesn't seem like there's an emotional tie. It seems more like you're bargaining.
And Yes. Yeah.
Bargaining is a very tricky one because if I had to hard guess with you just from what I know, most likely you're still in love with the idea of what you could have been instead of what's really happening.
Yeah.
You fell in love with potential. That's a lot like having a gambling addiction. You'll fall in love with the idea of what could be instead of what is.
Yeah.
And I would be hard pressed that you don't have to have a funeral for the dynamic of what the dreams and the promises were going to be. Because real talk, if I had to say, I'm with somebody who isolates me to make sure I can't move out, has me just with them to take all of my money so that way they can get all the things that they want from me. And then when they have everything from me they want, they're going to kick me to the curb. That's narcissistic behavior.
No.
Somebody who isolates to just symbiotically take everything away from you. I'm just going to parasitically take everything you have. And then once I have everything I want, I'm done with you. Where's your self-respect? Where's your
No.
dignity? Where's your warrior courage to go, no, I know how to hold the line for autonomy. And if somebody's going to use me in this way, someone's going to use me like this, I'm going to have to decline the offer for you to be able to just take, and then throw me in the garbage. I would probably have a little bit more of a backbone. And I would say the same thing to any women out there, too. If they were with a guy doing this exact same behavior, I don't want you moving out so that way you can pay for me to have what I want. And then after I get everything I want, get out of here.
No.
I would tell
You
the
deserve
I
better
would
than
tell a
that.
woman the same thing.
No.
Nope. Not a healthy
And
dynamic.
my shirt I wear it for a reason says don't.
Don't.
Robert, this shirt is for you. Don't. Don't
No.
do it.
You're going to have to get out of there because even if you do everything she says, you're going to be thrown in the garbage.
Yeah.
It seems extremely unhealthy.
That's sad.
This is dark triad stuff. I probably wouldn't associate in that situation. I would get out of there as soon as possible. And if the reason you can't leave is because she's going to do guilt or shame or blame or whatever, that's even more of a reason to leave.
Oh, interesting. So she also says that she isn't putting any emotional energy into fixing us because she did it for years, but I didn't do it. So it's your turn.
It's another guilt trip. This is unhealthy, dude. You'll never, ever, ever make it work. There's the missing piece here. Robert, I really would like you to book a call. Let's work it through. I'm going to show you where you probably just don't have enough know thyself. You don't know yourself well enough to be able to go like, this is wrong. I would wonder where your values or your morals or where your non-negotiables are, but this is toxic, dude. And I wonder what she's plugged into to make it so she's justified in abusing somebody. Because if this was done either way, this is abusive behavior.
100%.
It's just using. And I don't understand what the things like we would justify. I'm treating somebody like this, and somehow I'm the good one.
Mm-mm.
It's tough.
I hate that.
It's tough. It's a tough
Sorry
one.
about that, Robert.
I'd have
Yeah.
a call with you, man. I think that you need
Sure.
some support on this one because I don't think you're seeing very clearly. But I'd like to be able to support you on that one and show you, just look at it for what it is without trying to bargain into what it could or should have been. No, we always go longer on the calls. Just book the call. You'll probably get to talk to Luke, too. Luke's got your back. Just book it. Just book it. It's free. And just talk to somebody who goes like, no, Robert, hell no. No, you got to fucking stand up for what you believe is right. It's not who is right, it's what is right.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's using anybody, but like, who does that make sense for? I'm not going to emotionally invest in you. I'm not going to love you. I'm not going to give you anything unless you pay for all my nursing school and then do everything for me. This is toxic as hell, dude.
What? Yeah.
The link in the bio, it goes to our website. I think there's like something that goes like, it's a dangerous site. It just goes to our web page. Just you go in there and then you can book a call for free. There's a lot of things to book a call. So yeah, just click the button and then just book the call. Like we actually we had some openings this week, so just grab in there and just grab a spot for free.
Mm-hmm.
Just have a conversation.
Yeah. It's at the top.
Yeah. Drew, what's your question here? Every time I try to communicate with my girl, she says I'm trying to start a fight. No. Is your intention to,
Yes, Drew.
Drew, just book
Free.
the call, dude. Just check it out. We don't charge to check things out. But if you're starting a fight, it's more of there's a trained behavior here. Either in the past you guys have done this or she's bringing a wound in. Let me give you guys a solid thing here. for any of you who have abusive or hurt partners, I want to give you guys the line that will never work. I want to give you guys a tool. You guys should write this down. There are 4 things that you should never, ever change yourself for. And if either your partner is male or female, if anybody wants you to change because of one of these 4 things, if you ever do it, your relationship will start to die. Are you guys ready? If you ever change yourself for a fear, an insecurity, a judgment, which is the big ones, I see you guys falling for judgments over and over again, or a wound, something that somebody else did from the past that you try to compensate for, you'll kill the relationship. Yeah, but what they've been through so much, and what can't I just be there for them? If you start changing you so they don't have to heal, they'll never heal. You become enabling. You'll enable them to stop growing, which will mean they'll only become more abusive, and you'll keep sacrificing who you are until there's a point where you don't know who that is anymore, and then they won't respect you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Write that shit down. I haven't seen it work yet. I've seen it over and over again fall apart. A wound, a fear, insecurity, or judgment. If you change yourself for any of those 4, just your relationship's already spiraling. But if we don't bring up the past, just keep moving forward. There's a different thing. This is a difference where you go, is what it is versus that happened. I'll tell you the difference. One is denial dressed up like acceptance, and the other one is being able to allow you to work through acceptance in your denial, bargaining, anger, and your sadness. But people try to skip all of that. But remember, I want to armor you up first. The past happened, but that doesn't mean I have to sacrifice a piece of who I am because she won't heal.
Mm-hmm.
Please soak this in. Challenge if you will, but I need you to listen first and then go, how does it work? And then test it. If she's like, I'm feeling insecure, you need to make me feel better. I can't.
No.
Insecurity is yourself. I can't, there's nothing I can do to make you not feel insecure. This is going to be you. If she's afraid of something and I go, well, then I'll just sacrifice being who I am because of something you're scared of. When does that fear go away? That's not reassurance. That's not safety. That's not security. That's me enabling her to always control me because she has a fear of something that isn't even happening. But I keep compromising myself for something that isn't. What type of respect does somebody have for somebody who keeps giving up who they are for things that aren't happening?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know where you hold the line. It's not safety. It's not security. It's not reassurance.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Captain Scotty said, sometimes you can't get the past out of your head. Trust me. Well, you're definitely not going to be able to if you haven't processed any of it.
Correct. Do you guys know that grieving is a skill? Fucking
For real.
write that shit down.
For real.
It's an actual skill. You practice it. You practice working through denial. That's the war with what is. That's the one that most of you get stuck in. I can't believe that happened. I don't want to talk about it. I want to suppress it. I want to hide it. I don't want to deal with it. Like, it's a skill. So I have to work through and pay attention to it. I'm going to not go into denial. And then bargaining, catch bargaining. I'm going into where like, oh man, all the if this and if that and if that and if only this and if they knew this and if I could do this and what if that and that shoulda, coulda, woulda and all those things. That's a part of you grieving through. But then you're like, all right, I know I'm going through that phase. All right, let's go ahead and get to the acceptance of things that are and not get into all the things. And then anger, working through anger. There's a practice to this. If you think it's not, and then you said not a skill. I really do actually want to hear what you think it is. So this isn't. I actually really enjoy challenges. If you think grieving isn't a skill, and it's not a practicable like skill to do, I want to hear your opinion, please. I really do. But as far as going through anger and being able to manage your anger, there are skills involved. And being able to understand and grieve in a healthy way through sadness. Nothing wrong with being sad, but if you're stuck in pure apathy because you don't understand how to get to acceptance and you don't know how to do it, there is a training and skill involved to be able to work through acceptance. But if you think, no, it's just you're born with it, then why are so many people stuck? Why are so many people just angry or in denial? denial plus distraction is addiction? Why are there so many people going through addiction and depression and suicidal and rage and anger? And why are so many people living fantasy lives, playing MMOs and just being in anime worlds and doing stuff where they're like, I'm not connected with real life anymore because fake life is actually better? People are in rose-colored glasses relationships, and they don't see things as what they are. You're going to tell me there's no training and no skill involved? What do you call it? Not to mention, each one of these grieving systems that we have is connected to a control mechanism. Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn are all connected to denial, bargaining, anger, and sadness. You don't believe me? All right. Which one do you think fight is? Doesn't take a rocket surgeon to be able to go, that one's anger. When I'm angry, I fight. What about flight? Well, flight's going to be denial. It's going to be run away, suppress. I don't hide. I don't want to deal with that one, right? Then you got bargaining. Well, bargaining goes into fawning. Fawning is trying to negotiate the situation, control the conversation. That's a control mechanism where people will move towards the bad one to make it so they can protect others. And so they'll take the damage for others. This is the fawning mechanism. What about the whole element of freeze? That's depression. Depression is freeze. That's surrender. I give up. I got nothing. I'm not, and I'm done.
Yes, Cash, book a call.
Yeah, absolutely, Cash.
It doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah, go ahead. We're international. You're good. So to understand these things, we do a real training. We train. And so if you say going through grieving sense of, you said beginning of time, sure. There's certain things that I don't think people understand our skills. What do you guys think awareness? Is awareness a skill or is it just something you have? Confidence. Is confidence a skill or just something you just have? Leadership.
Awesome, Robert.
Is leadership just you're born with that or is it something you develop and you learn?
Yeah.
I think grieving and understanding thyself, it's a series of training. There's a trained or untrained element to this. So I actually would love to have a conversation with you to show me how it's not, because I have thousands of people who are doing way better from training.
Yeah.
You like that? You caught that, rocket surgeon? Yeah, but I'd like to have the conversation with you. Sounds cool, man. If you have a better way, I'm always open to it. So, but I think it's one of those things where...
Well, it doesn't, you're right. It doesn't take a rocket surgeon to know...
That was a joke I did.
Oh, okay.
Rocket surgeon.
Got it. Okay.
He caught it. I'm glad he caught it.
Good job. Good job. I did not.
Rocket surgery.
I didn't get it, but good job.
Did say rocket science, brain surgery?
Missed that one.
All right, that was a joke I did. He caught it.
I missed it. Good job.
So it doesn't take a rocket surgeon.
Yeah, I get it.
That was a joke.
Nah, I like it. Yeah, Phil, showing up proud over here, NPC. Yeah.
That's a good one. No, I actually really do. So it's change this later. I actually, if you booked a call, I'd love to actually hear a better way for people to grieve, other than train how to do it. But the people that I've trained how to do it are doing very well. So I've got proven results, and I'm happy to share and have you talk to the people who do it. But if there's a better way to just go, no, it's always been there, just wing it, I'd love to hear the better way.
Yeah. I know for me, going through my divorce, I didn't even know that it would be grief that I was going through. I mean, I had no idea. So I literally had to go through every single phase. And it was a skill that I had to learn, because if I was going through it blindly, who knows what would have happened. But it definitely just helps by having the awareness to know that it does exist. There are stages that you have to go through, and you can't ignore any of them. You have to go through them all.
That's very funny. Nathan L., I like this one. Nathan says, grief is a tension that has to be managed. The skill to handle grief and anger is similar. Correct. Well, they're both connected for sure. Our management of feeling is paramount. Also true. Different mechanism for different tensions, like working out muscles. Correct. It's trained or untrained. There is a way you can actually, I know I'm doing this phase. It does work. But he said, rocket surgeon like McCoy on Star Trek. Undiscovered country. Dr. McCoy.
Nice.
That's nerd stuff. You got nothing.
I know.
You got nothing.
Again, NPC over here. So I'm messing it up all
My
nice
baby. You
guys are all going to be
Nathan,
so disappointed.
Nathan, my baby's like, May the force be with you.
Just shut up. I know the difference. I do know that difference. Oh my God. Your pill. Yeah.
May the force be with you.
Get out of here. You're using the wrong fingers.
Oh, was it the wrong finger?
Just
Maybe
kidding.
what's the right
Just kidding.
finger?
That was a joke, everybody.
Nathan's like, sacrilege.
Oh, we love you, Jarrett. Hopefully you're doing well.
He's doing well.
Good.
He's gonna be in Chris's unit that's coming up.
Awesome.
No, he's gonna do Spartan training with Chris
Ooh,
in D-Day.
Jarrett.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, he's in the training group. He's in the next one coming up, so that's good.
Amazing. Amazing. Good. Good to hear.
Yeah, so we got one for you. We're gonna throw one up for you guys. Let's see. Does Drew have a Presley one? Do you think someone will start pulling away? Drew, book a call with me, bud. Like, let's talk. Like, because you have really good questions, and I want to be able to have the time with you, and I'd rather be able to have time hearing what you have to say and committed to you. Book a call so we can talk, because you have good questions, but it's hard to interact when you only have so many characters. So I'd rather listen and hear you. I want to hear what you have to work through. What's up, D-Day? I see you, bud. Yeah, D-Day's he's crushing it right now. He's smashing it for people. He's moving up so fast in leadership.
good.
Too. That's our dude.
I hear. Yeah. That's awesome.
Awesome. So you had a topic today, baby.
I did.
You did. Let's bring it up for everybody. You got one that you wanted to hey babe me, and it was a good conversation.
Yeah, which I still may just to catch you off guard, or maybe we'll just do a video because I think it's worth talking about.
It's come up often with both sides. It's a very important one.
Yeah, about vows. We talk a lot about vows. The vows that you take when you get married, whether you write your own or they're traditional vowels, not vowels. Vows.
I-O-U.
You're right.
Which vowels matter?
Yeah, which vowels matter? Oh my
Sometimes
God. But whether you're writing your own or using the traditional ones, a lot of times there's a lot of commonalities with these vows that you take to each other. And one of the things that we were talking about is how often people will say, well, if there's infidelity or if someone cheats, then the vows are done, we're separated. Which, believe me, I understand that. I'm like, I get it. But the other part of this is, too, there's so many more vows that you took with your partner, but there's some people that are also not keeping those either. So when does it count?
Which vows matter?
Right.
Which vows matter?
All of them should matter.
No, but which ones?
Yeah.
Because I think that this is where people get messed up.
Yeah.
They think because I didn't cheat that all the other things don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Like, not cheating is the only prerequisite for a relationship.
Yeah.
But relationships are a lot more complicated than I just didn't cheat.
Yeah.
So if I stopped respecting or stopped appreciating or stopped being intimate or I stopped being connected or loving or doing anything, if I just stop doing any of the things for us, if I just stop making things better to be with me than if it was to not be with me, if I just stop all of those and then say, yeah, but I didn't cheat.
Yeah.
So you're the one who's a piece of crap. Like, I broke every promise that I'll break every promise to her. Everything. I broke every promise, but I didn't cheat. And so if she doesn't like it, it must be her.
Yep. And that's a crazy part. Like, for richer or poor, you see so many people, and this is mostly women. I'll have to call it the women. Mostly women that if their man loses their job or has a tough time or can't financially provide, they're very quick to like jump ship. Okay, that's a vow, right? But if you're also the same woman that's like, I don't want to sleep with my husband, you're both breaking vows at that point. Like, what are we? She's the one that's breaking the vows, not necessarily him, right? So it truly is this breaking of someone put promise, like breaking of promises. Like, that's what you're doing. You're taking vows to promise to never do these things to people, right?
Fuzzy, what do you think the difference between a promise and a vow is? Just your personal, like your point of view. Like, this is what I think a promise is. This is what I think a vow is. I just want to hear your opinion. But as far as it goes, I think that's where people today are justifying breaking every promise or every vow they've ever made because I didn't cheat.
Yeah.
And so I'm good. It's like, yeah, but you stopped being intimate and caring and compassionate and empathetic and loving and encouraging and all of the promise, intimate and loving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you said one is much deeper and sacred. So do promises not matter as much as vows? I really just want your opinion. I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Are promises just not as important as vows?
And I'll be honest with you, people are breaking both.
Well,
So
no, I'm just
yeah.
curious first because like if one is more than the other, wouldn't that make it so people are just going to be more apt to make promises? Why would I make a vow? That's worse.
Yeah.
Hmm. So what if he or she brought back an STD? There's a breaking of a promise or vow. I'm assuming. Like I don't know. There's complications with some of that stuff because some shit is dormant. So if you guys are in the first 3 months and then something hits, maybe that's one thing. If it's 6 years in and then there's all of a sudden a new STD, that's maybe different. What's up, Derek Leisner? There's a Spartan. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Both are very important. Vows are sacred. Yeah, so the delusion is you have to go through Spartan training, and then you can go into how to train warriors. And so we have a whole system to it. If you book a call for free, just jump in, see if what we do is something you want to coach for or you want to train for. I train all of our guys to be battle hardened, so that way you can train more guys. So if you really want to be one of my warriors, just jump in. Let's talk. I'd like to see what you got. But we do what we teach. We're not one of those things where we read the book or got certified. We do it. And so if you either trained or untrained, but none of my warriors train on things they don't do. And so if you have a specialty or if you're really good at something, we'll use that. We'll use that to help as many men as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Robert, you're in a very toxic dynamic here, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really do need to have a conversation with you because there's a lot of things here that I don't think that you don't have a boundary, you don't have standards. You just don't know thyself, man. I think that we have to take a lot of this garbage off of you so you can find you again because if you're trying to please the matriarch when they're abusing you, if you treat her like a queen, she's going to treat you like a servant. You treat her like a rock star, she's going to treat you like a fan. There's something happening here. There's a massive disconnect where it's what can you give and what can I get, but not being able to say, like, we really have love or connection or understanding. But let's see, if I set a boundary, it's judge. Robert, you don't have armor against judgments, dude. Remember, judgments, insecurities, wounds. And then what was my last one, baby? Wounds, judgment, insecurities, fears.
Mm-hmm.
That's a judgment. I'm calling you a name so that way you don't hold a boundary. The people who hate when you put up boundaries are the ones who got the most from you when you didn't have them. The people who hate when you set boundaries are getting what they want because you don't have them. And when you go, hold on, this is I have to hold the line here. That's wrong. I'm not going to do that. Because you're not holding your line, you're enabling them to abuse you. Now, I think people get boundaries mixed up all the time. They think boundaries are demands. Don't talk to me like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a demand. But if you talk to me like that, I'm going to have to hang up the phone. I'm going to have to leave this conversation. I think people misunderstand. Men require autonomy in this dynamics that you're in. You have to have the ability to leave when it's abusive. And I also believe women should have the ability to leave if it's abusive. If you put yourself in a position to not have autonomy, you have nothing. Has it been that long, baby?
I don't know. I don't feel like it.
Maybe. So this is one of those things where I don't think you have the tools to be able to build what you're trying to do here. You don't have the armor to be able to protect yourself against blame, shame, and judgment because you can't tell the difference. As soon as someone puts you down, you keep trying to sacrifice who you are to comply. Well, that's going to suck. It's going to hurt. And so it's one of these things where you just don't have the right weapons and armor for this type of combat. And if you don't know how to do this fight, you're going to just keep getting smashed. Boundaries are how we handle things, not what we tell other people to do. If you were going to email me and I said, Robert, don't email me on the weekend. Don't email me then. Don't email me on the weekend and don't email me on Wednesday. That's a demand. I'm telling you what you can and can't do. But if I say, if you email me on Wednesday or the weekend, I'm not going to check it until either Thursday or Monday. You can email me whenever you want, but I'm just not going to get back to you until the day after. Just heads up. That's boundaries. If my phone rings and I don't want to answer it, but I'll answer it when I will, like, I'm just going to not, that doesn't control me. I'll get to that when I can get to it. If she's going to tell me you're being a piece of shit, I'm like, I'm listening to what your opinion is, but I'm not changing anything because you're being judgmental, or you're trying to shame me, or you're trying to guilt me, or you're scared of something, or you're using me. These are the reasons I hold the line, not sacrifice myself. And if you can't tell the difference, you need better armor. And there's a please the matriarch thing I see a lot of guys doing, where they just do what she says because that'll make her happy. Well, if it's supposed to, is she happy? How's it working? Let's do a little inventory. Is what you're doing working? Because if it's not, let's go ahead and continue doing the definition of insanity. The definition of sanity by its own inverse would mean I'm doing new things to try to get different results. But if you keep doing the same old behavior, expecting something new to happen, you're going insane, man. It's crazy. Yeah, but boundaries is a big one for a lot of personality types. There's a lot of people who really struggle. Yeah, our YouTube is going better. Is YouTube still going smooth for you guys? Like YouTube, our YouTube channel is not freezing.
We
but
just saw
this tablet. I don't know. Maybe I got to restart it or something.
We just saw the connection just drop for a second, so hopefully it's better now.
YouTube's not dropping.
Boy, that's true.
YouTube isn't dropping. Jump on the YouTube. It's So, in any case, here's another one for you guys to remember. This is a video we probably should make too, baby.
Yeah.
When I've been working with my men and women, but I work with men a lot more. A lot more. I'll help you with the boundaries thing in a second, Dustin. I work with men a lot more. We have noticed a pattern here. There's a pattern that our love languages that we do to show love are different than the love languages that we like to receive love. So when I've been going through all of my men, a majority of my guys, their main giving love language is generally going to be acts of service or quality time, or even gift giving is usually a way we show love. But the way that all the guys like to receive love, the top two are either going to be, not quality time. Quality time is third usually. It's going to be touch and words of affirmation. Touch and words. Those are the ways guys generally like to receive love back, which would be appreciation and like touch, the touch element. This doesn't mean just sex, but we really do like that hungry, horny appreciation. So most of the guys will I show love by doing an act of service or fixing something or building something or doing something. But the way men seem to like to receive love, the most common ones are touch and words of affirmation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're so awesome. You're the best, babe. Like, thanks. My man's so strong. You're great. Like, we like being appreciated and we like being touched. And those things are being weaponized. And this is where I've seen very toxic behavior where women will notice that the things that men need the most, which is appreciation and love and intimacy, physical touch, are the things that now become bargaining tools to get what I want. If you use love as a weapon, I think there's a special place in hell.
Yeah, it's awful.
If you weaponize love, who's really the good one in the relationship? And this is why, whether you're the male or female, it doesn't matter. If you're with somebody who uses love as a weapon and you don't have an armor against this, you're untrained. And most likely, if you're with someone like that, it's probably a reflection of how unhealthy you are because you're choosing somebody that unhealthy.
Yeah.
This is where I would say we all need to level ourselves up. Yeah, Robert. Well,
Oof.
Robert, your whole thing's fun.
Yeah.
We already know. I'm sure there's 100 more really screwed up things that you guys have already done.
Poor Robert.
Robert, we know. You're in an abusive relationship, brother. I know.
Oh my
What's up, Tyler?
Robert.
We know. You got to be hanging out with us. We got to rebuild your armor. Right now, you're walking around in cast iron pans and tinfoil. We need to get you the right armor, man.
Oh my gosh, so funny. Robert, of course.
He's like, my armor is driftwood. Like, no.
Awesome. 1:30 tomorrow.
Yeah. My dude.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, yeah. Well, it's worse than you know, Tyler. All right. So, Jack, just a message back to you. You rock, just so you know. Working in healthy communication so she continues to get loud and I shut down. So, yeah, she'll get aggressive and attack, and then you'll freeze and shut down. These are just control mechanisms, and these are expressions of unmet needs. There's something that she needs. If she gets loud, she probably doesn't feel heard, and if you're shutting down, you're probably not listening. Like, you guys are both missing each other completely. There's a lot of tools in here. I'm just going to give you guys a freebie. I'm going back through again, but we studied this before. I would probably go in and get some old Marshall Rosenberg in your life. Rosenberg was so good at what he did, but he created nonviolent communication. Now, I know it's flipped for you guys, but Rosenberg wrote a book, Nonviolent. I wish he was still alive. He died, I don't know, almost 2 decades ago. He died in the early 2000s. But no, you could go through my stuff. We go through nonviolent communication as one of the tools that we do. So this is one of the trainings that we have. But Rosenberg is really good for you guys to listen to how are we not communicating to each other. And there's a lot of missing elements to be able to go like, I can see you're upset. How are you feeling? What do you need? What's the request? And can we make an agreement to make it so this is healthy for both of us? But instead, people are making demands and not making requests. I'll give you guys a test. Do you guys know the difference between a demand and a request? Like, how can you tell? So if I was like, hey, babe, can you grab me that water? Is that a request or a demand? Hey, babe, can you grab me that water?
Yes, I can.
You don't have to do it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I will.
So this is where people get, so you said it's a request, right? All right. Now if she tells me no.
Yeah.
So, babe, can you grab me that water?
No.
No, you can't?
Mm-mm.
What the heck? What's your problem?
Mm-hmm.
I just grab me the damn water.
Yeah.
Get the water. I asked you for one thing, just one damn thing, and you can't even do it. Grab me the damn water.
Yeah, no. Even that's weird.
Now you guys are seeing it started as a question that seems like a request. The way that you can tell whether it's a request or a demand, it goes off of the way the person reacts when they don't get what they want. It's very, very important. The request would be, hey, babe, can you get that water? She's like, no, my hands are full right now. I can't grab that for you. I'm like, no worries, I can grab it. That's a request. But if I said, hey, baby, can you grab me that water? And she's like, no, my hands are full. And then I get upset. I wasn't actually making a request. I was making a demand because you can tell by the way I handled it. You can tell how I handled it. That was a demand, not a request. And so if she's like, no, my hands are full. I can't grab that right now. And I'm like, what the hell? I ask you for one thing and you can't do anything right. And as soon as I start going in, as soon as I start attacking, that just shows I'm trying to control and I'm yelling and I'm trying to manipulate simply because she didn't do what I said. Well, that wasn't a request then. I'm making demands. Now, how many of you guys are in relationships where you say, hey, I want to talk, and then they start telling you how things need to be, and if you don't do it their way, or why aren't you doing it my way, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, and then they start screaming more and more and more, and they think they're the ones who are making requests. These are all just demands. It's all power. It's all control. And so she's doing fight, you're doing freeze, and everybody's upset, and nobody's happy because no one can listen because we don't know how to listen without feeling judgment and blame and guilt, projecting some sort of insecurity on each other. It's tough, man. But you stop listening. She's not even trying to listen. She's getting loud because she doesn't feel heard, and you're getting quiet because you don't feel like you're safe to even share with her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably a tough gig. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Hey, Drew, go ahead and give me any type of thing, anything that you want. Like ask anything. Like, can we talk after this? Or, can I give you some money or anything? Just give me anything that you like where I can show you how to do a boundary. Anything. Just anything somebody's ever asked of you or something that you feel like you're obligated to. Anybody, put something up there. I'll show you guys how to set a boundary. It's no problem.
Mm.
It's like I don't like how much male friends contact you, and I don't feel comfortable with it. That's so. In this one, that's how somebody feels. Now, as far as this one goes, I don't like how much you. I'm assuming R is supposed to be your male friends contact you, and I don't feel comfortable with it. So, Drew, I don't know if this is if the male friends are for dating or if the male friends are just friends. I don't know. I don't know the dynamic for this one. But I don't see a request here either. This is just how they feel. And so is there a request? But is there a request then like don't have male friends? Is there a request? And Drew, I don't know if you're male or female. I thought you were I don't Drew Barrymore is a female, so I don't know. It could
I
be
assumed
either
it
way.
was a guy. Yeah.
Could be a guy, could be a girl. I don't know. I'm saying I don't want to talk to those male friends. You're a male. All right. And you have guys who are friends, and she's saying she doesn't feel comfortable with you having guys who are friends.
No,
He's saying, I don't
yes.
want you to. So
Yes.
you're making a demand then because you don't feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is where you guys have to have that conversation of values. This is the thing we'll remember you guys remember. What are the things you don't change yourself for? What are the things that make you feel uncomfortable? Is it an insecurity, a wound, a fear, or is this a judgment? Well, I don't see you judging. I see there's fear, possibly some sort of insecurity. There's a control here that you're telling her she can't have friends for a reason. Now, we can have an agreement. Like, why would this be unhealthy for our relationship? Because if she does have guy friends who like she used to sleep with or she wants to be with, that's a different conversation. But you got some guys that you know. I don't give you crap for some of those ones.
No, but I also don't
I didn't
talk to them.
I didn't say
Yeah.
you entertain anything with it.
No.
So then it just turns into like the type of connections or conversations. And so she gets big on transparency.
Yeah.
So like if she's able to be open with the conversations and have it not be hidden, that's one thing. But if she's going out on lunch dates and dinner dates with her guy friends, there's a thing here. I was goofing with a guy one time where she's like, I like being friends with my ex-boyfriend, so I still go out. And I'd be like, oh man, that's awesome. So I'm gonna call my ex-girlfriend and go out with her still because that sounds like a cool thing for our relationship. And she's like, oh, that's not very cool. I'd be like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that not cool? And this is the gaslighting of introspection. This is where I can do it, but you can't do it. It's a double standard.
Yeah.
All right. So how can I say I don't want you to talk to those male friends who contact you every other day? Well, what's the reason you don't want them to contact her? Why do you need that? Because she may not share the same values as you, man. And if she likes having her backup squad so that way you always have to be on guard for these guys who definitely want to sleep with her. Is that really your girl? Let me ask you something, Drew. I got a question for you. Yeah, but you're controlling. So let's see. Let's just see. Can any of these guys get your girl? Do you think any of these guys could get your girl? Like they're going to get her. They can get her. No, they're of course they're trying. The wolves still hunt. Do you think they can get her? Well, you're trying to tell her who she can and can't talk to. That's a little controlling. So let's just see. Let's just take a look at it first, though. Can these guys get your girl? Do you think that they can get her? The wisdom is that girls have backup dudes waiting in the wings. And this could be it. Do you think that these guys can get your girl? I don't feel comfortable with her having backup dudes. Of course, if they are backup dudes, can they get your girl? Yes or no? Can these guys get your girl?
Yes or no?
Cheryl's like, yes, they can.
Cheryl, I'm with you.
That's his girl. She's like, hell yeah, they can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you, Cheryl. I believe that too. I don't.
The backup dudes probably can't while I'm with her. You are correct. Okay. So then it turns into the reason why you don't want these guys here. So if the answer is no, they can't get my girl, and I see on our YouTube chat like no man can get your girl.
Yeah.
You guys can all try. Every dude can take a shot at her. Go ahead. If any of you can get her, that's not my girl. My girl would never do that. And any of these dudes can get your girl. That's not your girl, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's not your girl. And if your girl's like, I need to have my backup squad, you're like, I think it's a good idea. Let me actually make sure I have my backup squad too. That's good for us, right?
And guys don't, and I'm with you, Cheryl. Like, guys as friends for women, especially ones that are reaching out to you every other day, want something more. It's no different than guys don't reach out like that to women unless they want something.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't. And so
this is the gaslighting of morals. This is the my morals only count for me. I can have this, but you can't. Can you get a whole bunch of girlfriends who message you all the time? Is it cool? Like, if you had a bunch of girlfriends who like would probably like to sleep with you, if they message you all the time, you think she would be cool with that? Oh, she doesn't respond to them. She's just getting male attention.
but she responds to them. Of course she does.
Of course.
Of course.
There's a couple elements of this, man. Are you going to try and force your girl to be something that she's not so that way you're okay? Or is there a point here where like the behavior she does is not going to match your values?
Yes.
You're trying to like fit two pieces together that don't fit.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna force her to be the kind of woman that you want? It's not controlling if she does what I tell her to.
Also, would she be okay with you texting girls every other day?
There's so many of you guys who are trying to fit the wrong shape in the wrong hole. But if you push hard enough, it should work. There's a lot of people in here who are heart-shaped just naturally, and you got somebody who's a circle, and you're just going to shave off the humps at the top and the point at the bottom to try and force yourself to fit into whatever it is another person's thing is. And you stop being what you are, so that way you can make another person like accept you who may not actually be somebody who has the same values as you.
Yeah, and that's what it sounds like, Drew.
Yeah, and so I'm sure she's really pretty, but there's something in there where she needs a massive amount of attention from other people. And if you're trying to compete with, I don't know, however many people want her, and she really entertains that, are you sure this is the kind of girl that you want to invest your heart and life into, who wants the attention from everyone else? I don't know.
Maybe it just is the girls that you're picking, Drew.
We have to see. There's a couple things here, man. Just where's your lines on stuff? Know thyself well enough to know your worth, and then add tax. Because if you're trying to make it work with somebody who like isn't really a match for you, you're just gonna try and force this thing. The main one is a dude that she kissed before I met her.
No.
Again.
No.
Where's your line though, dude? Are you gonna try and make somebody be something that they aren't? Or are you going to find a girl who has values and respects herself well enough to not keep guys that she kissed in the background, like while she keeps you around? Is this really behavior that your girl would do? And we had this conversation. Like, if I need to have girls around that I make out with before I knew her, I need to have them around for their attention. Her guy would never do that. And if she needs to have guys around to make her feel good because I'm not enough for her, and so she needs to hear other guys tell her how great she is and that they want her, my girl would never do that shit.
No, and that's such a dangerous mentality to get into because you'll always be searching from everything outside of yourself. So how can you,
Drawing a line is for yourself. Again, these are boundaries. And so on this one, I would actually challenge this as a non-negotiable. Do you want to be with a woman who wants attention from other men?
Yeah.
These are simple questions, but they're hard to answer. Do you want to be with a woman who wants attention from other men, more important than you? And if the answer is no, there's going to have to be lines where you go, this is a non-negotiable. And you just have to know what that is. If you don't know your non-negotiables and you stand for nothing, then you're going to fall for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. The beard abides.
Yeah. Jordan asked the question, why do I need a female friend as a man? That's a great question.
Usually these guys who are this aggressive with their friendship, it's going to be one of those things where I'd be hard-pressed if she put intimacy on the table that they would turn it down because their friendship is too important.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I'd be hard-pressed, this guy who made out with her before you met, if she was like, I just need, some of that backup,
Get out of here.
sex that
Yeah.
he'd be like, no,
Yeah.
our friendship is too important.
It's lies.
They're just waiting in the wings for you, man.
Nonsense.
And so if she needs that safety net where she's trying to get the attention from all these other guys, where's your line?
Mm-hmm.
This connection sucks, baby.
Yeah.
I gotta restart this or something.
Robert says I'm in a generation where I want to ride or die, but wants me to prove myself every day.
Robert, you're in an abusive relationship.
You got me. You got me. I was
Don't
like,
fall
I
for
see
it.
where we're going.
Don't fall for Robert.
No,
Don't
Robert,
do-
no.
No, Robert. You're in bullshit, Robert. You're not
I
sucking
was like,
this
oh,
in.
he's saying, oh, here we go.
No. Robert's in bullshit. We already know that.
Damn it.
He needs
yeah.
he needs his brothers to pull him out. He's in Bullshitville.
Oh, God. It's so funny.
What does it mean if she wants more communication when all we do to talk? I don't know. I would have to guess feeling heard. There's probably something there where you guys are missing something. I don't know. I have no idea. So I'd have to hear. I'd have to meet you two. I don't know what the unmet need is there. Because if you guys are talking all the time and she still wants more communication, I don't know. Maybe she needs more girlfriends to talk to. I don't know. Why do girls think that dudes can be platonic with them when they are super hot? It's impossible. I don't know.
It sounds like your interviewing process, Drew, maybe a little.
Well, it sounds like she's hot and you're just trying to make it like so you can lock her down. I just got to keep her in there. The wolves always hunt, man. I don't know, be battle proficient. If she doesn't choose you, like I don't choose this internet. This damn
It's unstable.
This unstable
It's
internet.
unstable. Everyone's like, reset.
I wish
Reset it.
if I reset it, we could turn the whole thing off and start all over again on this thing. If it works, I'd be okay with it. We should probably call it soon, anyways. Babe.
Yeah.
It's been an hour and a half. For any of you guys, book the call. Like, just come and talk. Just talk. Like, I want to hear your stories. A lot of you guys, it's clear you may have good intentions but have no training. And it's not your fault. You're not supposed. How can you know things that you haven't seen before? Like, how are you supposed to make choices that you don't know exist?
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to emulate something when many of us didn't have good mentors or somebody you could trust, like really has your best intention to teach you how to do something? So, Drew, book the call. Robert, book the call. All you guys, just call and hang out. You're not going to be able to do stuff until somebody shows you there's a thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. Like, hey, Jason, we have Australian people in our group. We got Australia. Yeah, it ends up being like 2 a.m. sometimes, but we find a way to make it work.
So, Happy Jason says, and we just talked about this maybe it was a week and a half ago. How do you deal with the idea of validating an idea that you find ridiculous? We talked more about validation versus acknowledgement.
I don't think validating emotions I think it's a curse, not a cure. Validation means that it is true and correct. I don't think validating done in that way is correct because it just makes it so that they're right before you can even disagree, which means then if you go like, okay, fine, it's valid, true, and correct. It's valid. That is a valid point. Your feelings are valid, but I disagree. They're like, how can you say it's valid and then disagree? So now you're wrong. you're automatically wrong before you started. I think that the idea of validating when you don't agree, I don't think it's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay to acknowledge. I think it's fair to say, I acknowledge what you're feeling. I acknowledge what you're saying, but I don't validate or agree. That's different.
Yeah.
And so I see nothing wrong with saying, like, I definitely see you feel that way, or definitely your feelings are there. I can acknowledge, but it doesn't mean I validate. It doesn't mean it is true and correct. There is something happening, but I don't agree with it. So I can acknowledge, but that's not the same as agreement.
Yeah.
And
And
so
he
that's
gives
why
an
validation
example
is
too.
messed up. What's
He
the
says,
example?
when she's mad, she says, "Why do I have to make all the sacrifices?"
I bet you if you guys wrote down your sacrifices on paper, she wouldn't trade you. Try it. I had a guy who did that one time. She thought she was doing everything, and she's like, well, I do this, 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 and this. What do you do? And she'll start putting down probably stuff where it seems like it gets nitpicky, because she does, like, she did the dishes. She did 50 dishes. She moved 6 pairs of shoes, folded 30 towels, and all you did is go to one job today. All you did was work one day. So what if it was 14 hours? All you did was one job. I bet you if you really said, let's go ahead and balance this thing out, let's go ahead and let's go even. We did the 50-50 thing. You really want it? You think you're doing everything? Let's go 50-50. And it seems to really not work in women's favor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, you're wild, bro.
Yeah, that's a big sacrifice. So if she's saying you don't make sacrifices, looks like
Yeah. It sounds like she's not even in the same.
it sounds
It
like
sounds
you
tough,
did
man.
what you needed to do for your family, which includes her, but
She can't
she
see
can't
beyond
see it
her own bullshit.
herself. Yeah.
Odds are she's drowning in so much of her own stuff. She's just projecting how unhappy she is with herself onto you. No matter what you do, you can't cure that. She's gonna gaslight her own introspection and try and project onto you. This internet, babe. This internet is so rough right now.
Yeah.
But when women are gaslighting their introspection and projecting on you, you're never gonna be able to get through that. Denial is the hardest curse. Denial is the toughest curse for ladies. It's just the reality. Every time I've worked with them, it's the toughest thing to get past. So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Young Buck said the chore chart for the win.
Yeah. Sometimes people just throw the chore chart in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Date night. We're either gonna go out or stay in. It's up to her right now. So like we have an option to go out, but sometimes we like to just stay in and just talk and snuggle and
Yeah. Sometimes we just like to, hang out with each other.
the point of our date nights is for connection, not to do things. You know, we talked about that. It's not for activity, it's for connection. And if she wants to stay and be connected, we'll do that. And if we want to go out and do something because that strengthens our connection, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
And so that's the point.
Yeah. Maybe it's a whole TikTok thing. Who knows? People saying other lives are having the same issue. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I would suggest for all of you guys, if my brothers out there want to book a call, it's free, book a call. I'd like to talk to you. I also suggest all of you subscribe to our YouTube because we go live on both. And the YouTube doesn't mess up as much as the TikTok. So just sub to the YouTube and then jump on that because that's our good camera and that's our good microphones. And so it's better on here. But book calls, hang out, and it's free. Just hang out. Just see, like, hey, what are these guys doing? Ask hard questions. Challenge to see if it works. Like, is this something that works for you? No way. YouTube is quieter?
Well, it's the chat, Danny. The chat over here is always like
Oh, yeah.
quick.
There's
So,
more people on
yeah, I
TikTok.
totally get it. Yeah. And who decides on date night? We usually come to an agreement. Like next week, we're going out with some friends, but we're pretty easygoing with that. Like, we kind of just decide. I mean, together. What?
No, it's fair. That's exactly what we do. We always have a plan to do something, but some nights we just stay in.
Yeah.
Some nights I just want to I'll tell you what you guys should do. It's just some days, if you're going to have a date night, this unstable connection.
Wednesdays.
This
Oh, yeah.
connection lost again.
Hold on. So we go live each Wednesday at 6:00.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you gonna say?
No. No, that's not. I'm not going to tell people to go live Wednesday at 6 o'clock. That's what we do. But I'm saying for date night, you guys want a good one? When was the last time you guys just laid in bed naked and just really listened to each other? Maximum vulnerability, openness. And just said, we'll sit and talk for hours. Because she's important. This is my person. I put some music with no words on. It's important.
Yeah.
There's no words on. And then I just listen to her. Or she'll listen to me. And we listen to each other. Why? Because the connection with us, a connection, is just more important than an activity
Yeah.
or a meal or a thing to do. And so some days we'll go eat and we'll talk. And then some days we'll just stay in bed naked and just listen and enjoy each other. And I suggest you guys do that same thing. If you have a healthy relationship, not like Robert. That shit's fucking.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
Poor
Poor
Robert.
Roberts. See you tomorrow at 1:30, bud.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
But otherwise, let's go spend some time together.
Yep, let's do it.
Thank
Have
you
a good
guys
night,
for
everybody.
hanging with us. Thank you, TikTokers. Thank you, YouTubers. But you guys should probably consider going to the YouTube because we post all the podcasts and post everything on YouTube. We don't post all of it. You'll see clips on TikTok, but all the stuff is on YouTube. You can watch the full episode, so it's pretty cool. But in any case, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
We
have a good night,
appreciate you
everybody.
guys. Book calls, subscribe to stuff, hit buttons, say hi, do all the things, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. So you Warriors go crush this week.
Yes.
Let's shut it down.
Good night.
Good night. I'm going to shut this one down.
And Ruth, I think before we shut it down, Ruth, every night or every time we go live, she always says, "I'm single."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ruth.
Ruth has got this.
Yeah.
Right?
We hope you have a good night too.
No, you'll have a good night.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
How do I turn this thing off? D-Day and Christy and Jarrett.
Is it off?